You're seeing people selling right now and you're wondering if you should do the same. Short answer, no. What you're watching isn't the whole market selling, it's the majority reacting. And majority is usually driven by emotion, not strategies. The smaller group, the ones with capitals, patience, and a plan, they're not reacting the same way. In many cases, they're doing the opposite. They are buying. I get it. Because everything you're seeing tells you to be careful. Price is dripping. Sentiment is negative. People are pulling back. So your instinct is to protect yourself. But this is where things get flipped. Because what feels safe in the moment is usually not what builds long-term results. So let's slow this down and make it make sense. When you look at the market right now, it feels like everyone is selling, but it's not everyone. It's just a lot of people, and that distinctions matter more than most people realize. There are far more everyday investors than wealthy investors. That's just reality. So when a huge groups of regular people are reacting at the same time, selling, stepping away, getting nervous, it creates a wave, a loud one, a visible one, and that wave becomes the story. But here's what's happening under that wave. The wealthy don't need numbers. They need capital. They don't move all at once. They don't panic sell, and they don't follow sentiment. They move slowly, quietly, and with intentions. So now you got two different forces happening at the same time. A large group reacting emotionally all at once, and a smaller groups acting strategically over time. And because one group is louder, it looks like they control the direction, but they don't necessarily control the outcomes. Think about it like this. If a crowd start running in one direction, your first instinct is to follow. You assume they know some things you don't, but sometimes it's just panic spreading. And the few people who stop, who actually look around, who understands what's happening, they don't just run, they decide. That's what's happening here, because if you strip everything down to the basic, what actually changed? The supply didn't change, the network didn't stop, adoption didn't disappear. So what are people reacting to? Price and others people's fear? And this is where that idea starts to make sense. Buy when others are selling. It's not about being reckless. It's about understanding the price drops often come from emotion, not fundamentals. Let me put it in another way. If your favorite store had a massive sale, 30%, 40%, even 50% off, you wouldn't panic, right? You leaned in. Same product, same values, lower price. But in the markets where prices drop, people assume something is broken. So instead of seeing a discount, they see danger. And I get it. Bitcoin isn't something you can physically hold. It moves fast. It's volatile. It tests you. But that's also why this moment matters, because this is when ownership shifts from people reacting emotionally to people thinking long term. Now, this doesn't mean the price can go lower. It can. And that's the part that makes this uncomfortable. But uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. Because if your decisions are based on how you feel in the moment, you'll always feel safest at the tops and most afraid at the bottoms. And that's exactly awkward. So when you hear that advice again, when people are running away, step in. It starts to click differently because not everyone is running. It just looks that way because of how many voices you hear. And that's really the key questions you have to ask yourselves right now. Am I reacting to what's loud? Or am I paying attention to what's actually happening underneath it? Because underneath all of this, Bitcoin is still doing what it's always done. Blocks are being mined, supplies is fixed, and adoptions is still moving forwards quietly. So instead of asking, why is everyone selling? Maybe the better question is, what am I not seeing right now? Because sometimes the loudest moments in the markets are usually when the biggest opportunities are being passed from one group to another. And at the end of the day, you don't need perfect timing. You don't need to predict every move. You just need to decide which side of that transfer you want to be on.